good? Boom, boom, boom. That's right. Wait a minute. Boom, 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 boom. Good morning. How are you? Yes. Just hang on. Wait for it. Yes. Good morning. 8 o'clock. Just hang tight. That's right. Month-old child. Dang me. Dang me. Won't you take a rope and hang me? High as the highest tree. Won't you wait for me? Beep, 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 boom. Oh, that reminds me. It's election day in Mississippi. Sorry, folks. Oh, how many did I offend? Right out of the box. 8-10. I offended. I didn't have time to swing by and get my Confederate hat that Mom got me at the souvenir shop when we was little kids traveling through the South with a Confederate. You remember that? Oh, I didn't have time for that. I'm sorry. That's all you could do sometimes is just laugh that this world is so damn crazy. Excuse my bad language. That'll have to stop. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. High atop the 14th floor of the FYN Tower here in LJ, 14th floor. Never 13th. Oh, no. 14th floor. 12, 14. That's right. That's right. And so coming to you live, very cold this morning. We have the greatest viewers. First of all, let's put up our how-to contact, be involved, communicate, whatever you want to call it, with the show. There's chief@fetchernews.com. You can send me an email, and there's 706-889-9700. And that is how you can text the show. Text the show, and also you can call. That's a hotline, 24/7 news hotline if you see news. And there are all of our social media ways to follow us on a daily basis. Now, we have absolutely the best viewers. We do. You send me messages. I want to thank you this morning for a message you sent me. A great reminder. It's cold out. No, not the message you reminded me it's cold. The message is, please, it's times like this. It's going to be colder today, I understand. Okay? Check on your neighbors. Okay? Go outside and check your propane tank to see how much gas you have in it. Check on your neighbors to see if they're okay, that, you know, that nothing's happened because it's cold. Bring your pets in. Rover must come in. Yes, Rover, whatever. Dusty, Gomer, your Basset Hound. You got to bring your pets in. And this is one, I'm telling you, it is so cold out there. I even recommend bringing your cats in. You know that. Just joking, but you know your host. But make sure you bring your pets in. We love our pets here on the show. And, yeah, we have pets on the show. Was that funny? On Friday, I have a pet of the week. It wasn't funny. I had pets on the show. Anyhow, this is the way it's going to be all morning, with the exception of 8:30. I'm going to pull the serious side in at 8:30. I'm sorry. Humor is the only way some days, I don't know about you, I can get through the media's attempt to move stories in the direction they might go. Here's my impression of a reporter on the border for CNN or MSNBC or one of those AP freelancers, okay? One of those freelancer guys out there, or gals, on the border. Hey, could you guys move out of the way? I need the women and children. Can you pull them up just a little bit? I see a canister getting ready to go off behind me. Please, if we're going to harm somebody, can I get shots of harming women and children first? It's more important to what I do, not humanity, not the border, not the American people, what I do. Yeah. Can I get a shot of women and children first? I would rather see them being harmed. You guys get back, get back. I need the kids. Now, look, here's what I'm going to tell you. You speak, the guy next to you, you speak the Espanol? Si. Yeah, okay. Tell them that when they see the little silver can go across the fence, yell it to them, to grab the two kids and start running. Could you do that for me? Yes, señorita, could you do me a favor? When you see the little can go over the thing, could you grab the little bambinos and run really fast, really fast. Make it good for this guy. He gets you to America, put you in their schools, everything good. Oh, no, that wasn't Espanol. That was actually that was bad. I should have never done that. But there's a lot of things I shouldn't do. Maybe that's the name of the show today, Josh. A lot of things I should not do. Hey, there's one of our segments. Remember, we were talking about it. Josh and I have been talking about putting different segments together. A lot of things I should not do. That's on the list. Okay, so we're going to get serious at 8:30. I'm actually serious now about it because that's the only way I can look at it and think, what the hell, it's an invasion, and an invasion on our border. At 8:30, our guest is going to be Georgia District 8 Representative Matt Gurtler. He will be on the show at 8:30. He's calling in. He has pre-filed a constitutional carry bill for 2019 legislative session. We're going to ask him why he pre-filed it now, getting a lot of media. What's his hopes there? Does he think it stands a better chance this legislative session than it did in the past? Is it something he just wants to keep fresh on the minds of Georgia voters? I don't know, but we're going to ask him. Matt Gurtler, Georgia District 8 representative, will be with us at 8:30. Now, let's go here. And I'll tell you what, this was a tough one on how to start this morning, because the media between Paul Manafort. Oh, wait a minute. Go to number 15. You got 15? I know you feel much safer this morning knowing Papadopoulos, say that 3 times fast, right? George Papadopoulos. This is on Fox, so I'm up and I'm reading on the computer, and I got Fox going over here on the other screen, and I see that, and because I feel much safer, and I feel you do too, knowing that George is in prison for 14 days. I mean, it's going to be close to Christmas. When they let Papadopoulos out, they will probably send out an alert to America right before Christmas. If this guy right here gets anywhere close to your tree, be careful. He's armed and dangerous. Well, he's not really armed. We just wanted to say that because we want to scare the hell out of the American people that Mueller really has something up his sleeve, whoop, whoop, about the Russian witch hunt. Yes, George is in prison. Is it going to be like this all day? Yes, it is. Oh, here we go. Let's go to number 16 just because I have it there. All right, this is Hyde Smith and SB face-off in Senate race. Here's the picture that has surfaced everywhere. Why, she is wearing a Sons of the Confederate hat. We found that. You know, there was a time. Okay, now, I don't know if you know this. I was not raised in the South. Can I do that again? No, probably not. But I was not raised in the South, okay? Oh, it's good to be back. Yesterday, I was trying to get on the bicycle and pedal and pedal. I had 4 days off. I was like, can I get this thing moving? But I am here now. So anyhow, you know, Have I told you 3 times already I was not raised in the South? Well, once again. So, we used to travel down south, over the river, through the woods, see grandma, grandpa, all our racist cousins in the South. Yes. I didn't realize till I was much older that those old country cousins was really just a bunch of racists. We'd stop at these little stores on the side of the road, and we're going through Virginia. Remember when Virginia wasn't purple, it was just for lovers? So anyhow, so we're stopping in Virginia, and we're stopping at all these little places, going down through the South. And, we pull in a store, and up on the shelf are all those little hats, souvenir hats with that Confederate flag on it, And you say, Mommy, can I have one of those hats? And when I get home, I can shoot one of them damn Yankees and wear a hat at the same time with my little pistol that you bought me for Christmas. Just saying. So, if you're out there and you traveled anywhere through the South, somewhere in the 70s, just say it, somewhere in the 70s, okay? And your mommy and daddy happened to pick you up one of them little Confederate hats, just saying. And while they were at it, they bought them a nice picture to hang on the hallway wall of General Lee. And I don't mean the car in Dukes of Hazzard, the general. And I don't mean the guy you get good car insurance rates from. I'm talking General Lee. So, if you did that in somewhere around the 70s, you need to discard. You need to take a weekend before the holidays, okay? It's time to come together. You need to go through and get all of that stuff you bought at the souvenir shop, okay, in the 70s while traveling through the South. So today's election day. Now, here's my opinion. Oh, don't you see the resemblance? Number 12. I'm all over the place today, Josh. Josh, take it easy in there, because I have tear gas, and I'll throw it in there on your ass, okay? So don't get all worked up. I will tear gas your production studio room right now. Anyhow, don't you see the resemblance? I mean, there it is. Don't you see, Elvis? I mean, I can't see. Josh, can you tell me the timestamp on that CNN? I can't see it from here. I don't have my glasses. And right there under the CNN, it should say what time Pacific. So it's 5 a.m., right? 5 a.m., 5:01 in the morning. That was top news because Trump went down to Mississippi last night. Yes, he did. He went to Mississippi. Yes, he did. He did not say anything about Black Oak, Arkansas. He did not say anything about Mississippi as far as any other entertainers, but he did say Tupelo, Mississippi, the home of the king, Elvis Presley. I almost want to break into, I'll have a blue Christmas. But anyhow, there's Elvis, and, he makes a joke, and he says, yeah, well, when I was young, people said I looked like Elvis. He's on a campaign. Oh, my God, it's all over the place. Don't you see the resemblance? Moving right along, let's go to number 1. Now let's get serious. We're going to make an attempt to get serious. This is my attempt. Kids, don't try this at home. Anyhow, General Motors, God, I don't have my glasses, to shift production, not shut, to shut production. General Motors to shut production, okay, at 5 facilities. 5 facilities. Detroit, Michigan, Ontario, Warren, Ohio, Maryland, and Warren, Michigan. So 2 Michigan plants, okay, 1 Ohio plant. Let me see if I can catch on to this. Can I catch? Well, they didn't just announce this yesterday because they're trying to bring down Trump. You realize a big corporation makes decisions like this over, years as they decide, and they didn't just decide this yesterday. You believe what do you want? I'll believe what I want. Got it? Okay, there you go. So it's interesting that it's Michigan and Ohio, and there's just something about those. General Motors will also reduce its workforce by 15%. Go to number 2 and see, this is 1:05 a.m. Now, consumer confidence is through the roof, okay? That means very simple, that you have the confidence to go on here and set record numbers for Cyber Monday. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday everywhere. It's everywhere it's Tuesday. Well, if you fly across the international date line, it might be Wednesday, it might be Monday. I don't know. But right here where I'm at, it's Tuesday. Hey, I'm proud. Finally, I know what day it is. So Monday, you spent record numbers you spent on Cyber Monday, record sales, through the roof, boom. Consumer confidence, boom. I think I'll buy it. I feel good about 2019. That's what consumer confidence is. Through the roof. Absolutely, right? That doesn't make the 1:05 a.m. Pacific time, meaning that doesn't make the 5 o'clock. That doesn't make top story. Now, what I want to know today, GM to shut down production. Is that the big thank you? Why, it's all about the bottom line. We must be concerned about our stockholders. Damn it, you stockholders of the American people. I get tired of that. Who out there, if you out there, raise your hand. I think I'll be able to see it right to the camera. Raise your hand if you actually think General Motors has paid us, the taxpayers, back. Okay, check that one off if you do. All right? And if you don't check that one off, how many of you believe that General Motors just took ledger sheets and moved certain debts over here and certain things over here, and they cleaned up a ledger sheet to make it look like they paid you back? But they moved it to another ledger sheet. And now they have no choice but to get lean and mean. Where was the lean and mean back in 2009? Where was the lean and mean when you were begging at the table, please, please, you don't understand. If you shut us down, it's not really us, the manufacturers. You just don't understand all of our suppliers. Those little businesses, remember? Oh, it was the suppliers. It was the people that made the little knobs and the little clips and the little this and that. And they're going to be starving. And Charlie will not have his Christmas turkey because he'll be out of business. Where was that lean and mean then? Oh no, we are selling record numbers. I tell you what, I'm going to tell you something, all right? And you're not going to agree. I don't care. I'm not looking for your affirmation. I said when the phony Obama 5 times fast economy, because we were quantitative easing, because we were printing it so fast they couldn't collect it up, get it over to the discount window. I said on the quantitative easing, I said in the phony Obama economy that the media wants to tell you was coming back and soaring back in record heights with Obama. No, it was phony. Every bit of it was phony and fake. I said every time I'm looking around seeing all these new cars, I'm like, things are not that good. There's not real sustainable, solid economic growth. There's no manufacturing to speak of. There's no solid paychecks. The growth is all a mirage out in the desert. It's not real. So all these people going out and these cars flying off the shelves, and then GM saying they're having record years back in 2011 and 12 and 13, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I knew it all along. And I knew we never got paid back. And I knew it was bull, and I knew it was all fabricated. Okay? So let me say this. This is General Motors Mary Barara. I guess that's her name. Let's go to number 3. She says this morning, the actions we are taking today continue our transformation to highly agile, resilient, and profitable. We're giving while giving us the flexibility to invest in the future. Holy smoke. I think that line they used when they were sitting at the counter begging for the money, I think they were going to be then agile, resilient, and profitable. I thought at that time in 2009 and around 2010, I thought they were given flexibility to invest in the future. I thought that was all happening then. I'm caught off guard by this shocking news by GM. Let me go to this one here. Pull me up, where did I put that picture? I have to be careful. Oh, put me up number 34. The Chevy Volt. You remember if you check it for me. Check it twice. Find out if I'm wrong or right. That's almost like a Christmas song. But yeah, check it. You remember the CEOs of the auto manufacturers flew their private jets, and maybe they ran out because there was nothing going on at the border at this time. So they ran out to the airport. Get a picture of that private jet. It cost $92,000 to fly here, and that broke. Remember that? Went out there. I see you're getting off. So, did you drive here today, or did you take the private jet? Driving would have cost $82.50 at the pump. The jet cost $92,000. And you're here asking taxpayers for a bailout? Sorry, sir. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk our asses home. We're going to sell the jets right here. We'll never move them again. And we'll drive back and try it over. So you remember they drove back. And I'm making some jokes, making light of some stuff, but it's true. Remember they went home and they decided, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the Caravan. I don't mean at the border, but we're going to take like 9 Chevy Volts. And we're going to drive like 7 weeks. We're going to stop like every 8 miles and recharge this damn behemoth, okay? But when we get there, we're going to say we spent $9.82 on gas. And we have the future of the company right here. This is why we should get the money. Look, the Chevy Volt, we were tooling up for the future to be resilient, profitable. This is the future. You remember that? They took like 6 days to drive a Volt. We got there. You'd be proud of us now, sir. We drove a Chevy Volt, the future. We're trying to show America what we're looking for in the future. Let's see. Okay, so that was one thing. Okay, so that was one thing. You ever heard the old saying, forever grateful? I know it's about the bottom line. I know about the low-life corporate world out there. It's the bottom line. I know when you go over to the machine, and I've been caught in it personally in my life, and you go over to the machine and the printout says, hey, the profits is not as high as we projected, and you run into a boardroom, it'll sit 18. I've been there. Okay? It's about the bottom line. You ever heard that old saying, forever grateful? Forever grateful. You ever heard that? I don't know. Let's go to number 35. Remember this one? Well, we were going to jumpstart for you. We're not just going to loan you money. We're going to do the cash for clunkers. Remember that? Well, you get so much money, push, pull, tug, you name it. It doesn't matter. If you can get that damn thing on the lot, you're going to get so much money towards a brand new one. They collapsed. The federal government did everything they can to collapse the used car industry because they took all the good used cars off, and the cash for clunkers, they didn't resell those. They took them out and crunched them down and threw them away. So they put a major hit on the used car business in this country. Okay, and it's still trying to recover today. And they did the cash for clunkers, and more of our tax money, remember more of our tax money that was used for this? Well, you would think they'd be forever grateful. This is what we're going to do. Well, we're going to be forever grateful. We owe you, government motors. We owe the American people. Last but not least, before I get ready for my break, remember, I want to find another one. All right. Remember the bankruptcy, General Motors bankruptcy. Okay. Go to number 43 because I'm going to close up here because I'm getting ready for my guest. All right. But remember, we also, okay, we had the bondholders. And I think it's in New York, if you look it up. I just do this stuff from memory. I don't have time to look every damn thing up. I mean, if I read it once or read it twice, I try to bank it in there, pull it out, card catalog, and see what I can find. Anyhow, go there and see. I think the state of New York or somewhere. We messed with and we tweaked the bankruptcy laws in this country for who? General Motors. Okay? Yeah, we allowed them to just look it up. So we helped them with bankruptcy to protect them from bondholders. We gave them the cash for clunkers deal for all car manufacturers, even the Italian bicycle company that bought Fiat, that bought Dodge, Chrysler. And then they tried to lead you to believe that the Chrysler brothers were still in the factory trying to build a car. And then we gave them the bailout that they did not pay back, cash for clunkers, manipulated. We gave the damn government motors. We gave the government motors we gave the government motors to the union. I mean, nothing about this went right. Okay, nothing. Now here's my question to you. Okay. Because I got to go and get ready for our guest, Matt Gurtler, the 8th District representative from Tiger, Georgia. And we're going to talk to him right after this break. But one, Axios, GM to cut workers, idle U.S. manufacturing plants. Okay. And go to number 142. Go to number 42. One big thing for Axios today, look for more car factories to close. Sorry, we're closed. Maybe the car bailout, the great car bailout of 2010 or whatever it was, maybe it did not work out as we thought it would, and maybe it wasn't structured properly, and maybe Obama's deal on this is a disaster, the car industry, much like everything else Obama touched. Here's two things I know. Something's bad wrong that the only one upset today is President Donald Trump. Only one upset. Something bad wrong that Donald Trump's the only one coming to a microphone and say, hey, I called the big guy up at GM, and I said, no. After we have been, where's the outrage? You should be forever grateful after we, okay, pulled your butt out of the ringer and what the American people did for you, okay? You need to rethink this. You need to figure it out, all right? So anyhow, I believe they're trying to manufacture a recession. I'm going to get done with this. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get done with this, and we'll be right back with our guest. And then at the top of the hour at 9 o'clock, we're going to come back to this. Is the deep state manufacturing a recession? At 9 o'clock, our guest, Matt Gurtler, right after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Okay, we're back, and I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Joining us now is the Georgia House District 8 Representative Matt Gurtler, a Republican, on the line. Matt, how are you this morning? Representative Gurtler, apologize. How are you this morning?
Doing well, Brian. Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I apologize for disrespect, but I see it a lot of things sometimes, and, you know, we use first names, so my apology there.
No problem.
All right, there's a couple things, and I want to go through in the short amount of time we have, and I want to get back on this because I want to. There's a lot of things on my mind here. There's two things. The constitutional carry. Now you entered that in 2017, and just for our viewers out here, you are finishing up your first term. You've been elected to a second term, and in January you'll start your third year. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely correct.
Okay. Now, when you first went to Atlanta, your first year, you entered, you pre-filed, you did what's called pre-filed a bill concerning constitutional carry, correct?
For this year, yes, sir. And when you're a freshman, you come in my freshman year, you're not allowed to pre-file actually until after your first term.
I got you. Okay. So, but there was a bill in 2017 on constitutional carry, was there not?
That's correct. So I filed that bill when session started. It's a little different here because I'm not a freshman anymore. I was allowed to pre-file on November 15th to get my place, get my House bill number. So I got House Bill 2 for this time, and I'll have to file again actually in January, but I still got my place as House Bill 2 for constitutional carry.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to get through. I mean, there's two sides of this constitutional carry, whether people agree or disagree. That's up to the people out there. But so you pre-filed when you went down for the special session to get your place, but you still have to file it when you go back in January, correct?
Yes, sir, and that's when I'll be working on more co-sponsors because really this is just to get a slot in, get your House bill number, and then come January I'll be collecting those co-sponsors in the House.
Why now? And that is the question. I'm going to tell you that is the question. I read everything. Why now? And I'll tell you why I'm asking. Lawmakers say there's no need for gun carry permits. Fox 5, your name's on that one. North Georgia Republican files bill to allow permitless gun carry. Channel 11. Brian Kemp supports bill that would end need for gun control carry. So you're pre-filing this, created a firestorm of media. Why now?
Right. Well, this bill's been introduced for, I want to say about 8 years, so about 4 terms. I was just one of the representatives to carry it last term. Planned on pre-filing it anyways. It was great to have Governor-elect Kemp's support. We wanted a small number. We really wanted HB 1 or somewhere below the 10s, but it came out, we didn't even plan this, but we got HB 2, which some people are starting to say, the Second Amendment, the second bill. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
But
Did Governor-elect Kemp? I know on the campaign trail, I followed that. I followed the questions from Georgia Gun Owners Organization. I follow that pretty close. Did Governor-elect Kemp know that when you went down for the special session that you were going to pre-file that bill? Was he aware you were going to do that?
I've been in contact with Governor-elect Kemp for months now on end. He knew that I was going to be dropping constitutional carry. I've talked to him about support of it ever since he signed the pledge with Georgia Gun Owners. So we've been in contact with that, and then with his team. I've sent over HB2 to his team already right when I pre-filed, and just keep him involved. He asked me to get involved with him whenever I had the bill ready to send it to him, and that's exactly what I've done. And I'm just thrilled to have his support. I mean, that's the first time we've ever actually had a governor get behind constitutional carry, so we're just really thrilled about that.
Well, let me ask you this on that note. When I keep saying the timing, are you can I ask you as a Republican, are you supporting Brad Raffensperger for Secretary of State?
Yes, I am. He's actually going to be in Rabun County Wednesday. I think we've got to get Brad in there, and he'll be a great Secretary of State and conservative. I've served with him those 2 years in the House, and just got to see him in the special session. So, we're supporting Brad, and he'll actually be in Rabun County on Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. If someone wants to come down, he's having a rally at the Rock House.
My question also is, I'm not telling you I'm against constitutional carry. I'm pro Second Amendment. I'm not telling you that in any way whatsoever. But my question still is on the timing. Do you think it is productive? Because the Atlanta media. Now I'm just going to tell you, Representative Gurtler, no matter which Republican I have on the phone, the day I always say that Republicans think the Atlanta media or the media likes them. So do you not think the Atlanta media has taken that opportunity with you to pre-file that? Do you think it was really good before December 4th to fire up a constitutional carry discussion within the media around Atlanta?
Well, I see your point there. We really didn't think about that. We were just trying to do our due diligence and get it pre-filed. Really didn't expect all the press to come of it. I filed the same bill 2 years ago. We didn't get that much press whatsoever. So we really didn't know that we would have that big of a deal about it, actually. But it's kind of died down. I don't think it'll affect the runoff election that much. We had about a week of a lot of press, and then sort of dying down now. But it'll continue the conversation. So I think that with the runoff election, voter turnout's a big key, and so we're just trying to get everybody to come out and vote, because voter turnout is just so bad in runoff elections. So just encouraging everybody to get out and vote. So it's a big issue to make sure he gets in there.
Well, I want to end this subject because I got one more thing in the short time that we're together. But I want to end this subject because I'm wondering with what all Georgia has gone through and the influence that the national media and outside the state money of influencing the state right now. I just wondered if Governor Kemp really needed the media hounding him right now about constitutional carry. And for all those out there that are listening, it's not that I'm opposed. It's timing. I always call it timing. The last time we were together, the last time we were together, I moderated a debate between you and your opponent, which you won handily 60-40 basically. Congratulations on your win in your second term. But
thank you.
We were talking about at that time being the representative of no, that's my comment, the Hurricane Michael Relief Fund bill, the special session, 162 to 1. You again become the one. I'm asking directly, what did the 162 say yes to that you think they're wrong on, or the reason you couldn't bring yourself to vote for this hurricane relief bill?
Yeah, I kind of predicted this would happen. I sort of became the conscience of the party. Actually, I had colleagues of mine tell me that exactly after I explained to our caucus members and members on the floor after voting no. We had the sole purpose of allocating $270 million. $40 million of those dollars was going directly to interfere in the free market. It was simply not ours to give in that point. It was, quote unquote, to give economic spur. But these companies, the Georgia One Authority and REPA, which I explained also to the media as well, at the AJC and other avenues, including my Facebook page, that says, if we're going to allocate the money, we should do it the right way. But giving $40 million to quote unquote interfere in the free markets simply is not the proper role of government. So someone had to take a stand, a principled stand, and say, here's the conscience of the party. This is taxpayers' money. We shouldn't be. It's so easy to be compassionate with other people's money. The point was to point out, to basically say, we should always look at these bills a little closer, because when we amend this budget and these millions of dollars, they count. These are hardworking taxpayers that have this money to give to the government, or take from the government. The government takes them as well.
I'm looking at the clock. I'm not being rude. I know the time you said you had. So, conscience of the party. I'm just going to ask you: are you the only conscience of the party? Why couldn't? I always get confused. I'll just tell you direct, and we've talked about this, and I'll tell you anytime. 162 to 1. I'm not saying you're wrong. That's up to your conscience. If you're the conscience of the Republican Party in the state of Georgia, some would question, why couldn't you find 2 with that conscience, or 3?
Right.
That's my question to you. My other question is, you did vote. Did you not vote for the fuel tax exemption?
Yes, I did vote for that.
What was the difference? What was the difference in what I call? These are my words. What is the difference in corporate welfare and subsidies, or helping one industry? Can you do that real quick? Because I got 2 quick questions in a minute. Can you tell me why that?
Also,
go ahead.
I would also like to follow up on the last question, but exactly. So if this bill, the jet fuel tax exemption was only for Delta, then that would have been a crony capitalism. That would have been anti-Republican. That would have to vote no. As it stands, it's for the entire industry. So overall, we would have less. Overall, we have less money that would come in through the revenues of the state for the entire industry in a certain commodity. So that's the reason why we could vote for that. When going back to the previous question, as Republicans, we have to look at what our party's doing. We control everything: the House, the Senate, the executive, and one of our core principles is that the free market. So when we go back and allocate money that interferes directly in that, I had to vote against it, even though I was the only one. A lot of people wanted to vote with me, but they're very afraid of public perception. And as you can imagine, by obvious reasons, why it would be really maybe harmful for someone to do that. But pointing that out, people are starting to come up more. And we've had one of the most decisive caucus meetings we ever had, I've seen in the last 2 years, because people are starting to question the leadership and question the motives of the Republican principle, because we're simply not following them. And that's where they try to point out with those bills.
Did you when the big flap on Delta came up? I know you voted against the budget last year. Mm-hmm. Did you at that time, when Casey Cagle removed the Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle removed the benefit of the jet fuel tax from Delta and all that use it, did you support him to remove it at that point? Because I'd be asking anybody this, because I'm going to just tell you, if you're conscious of the party and you can vote to give Delta back, because I was totally opposed to that tax, I still am today, just like sales tax exemption for Mercedes-Benz Super Bowl NFL. So if you were opposed then, were you opposed to it then?
Yeah, so this bill came up with the income tax reduction and also the sales tax exemption for all jet fuel. That's what people are going to get confused there. It's not just Delta; it's all jet fuel. So back in the day,
but you were opposed to that exemption when it first came up, when Casey Cagle got upset and it was pulled out and was taken away, and you were because Governor Deal actually did that fuel tax through an executive order, and really what we did is validate the executive order through legislation. Am I correct?
Well, there's a little bit more backstory to that. So with the jet fuel tax exemption, that before it was only for Delta, and that was before my time, before I was a representative. And they changed it because a lot of conservatives are upset with this crony capitalism, picking winners and losers in a certain industry, particularly Delta, and leaving everybody else to hang. So they changed that. And last year, I believe it was last year, the income tax reduction was also coupled with the sales tax exemption for all jet fuel. So I voted in favor of reducing the income tax and also getting the sales tax exemption for all jet fuel. And then we went to the Senate, and then Casey Cagle played politics because Delta dropped the NRA benefits program. I believe that's what it was. So we never got a chance to vote on anything again. And then when the session ended, Governor Deal signed an executive order to allow all jet fuel in Georgia to be tax exempt. And then, if you're correct, then we had to come back in the special session and prove that.
I know you got to go, but I got to get this out because you have a situation. Here's all I want to know is because two questions. I'll put this into twofold. You voted against the Hurricane Michael Relief Fund that bill. You gave your reasons why. My question to you is two-part. Number one, if that same bill was on the floor, the same exact bill that you voted against was on the floor, but there was a natural disaster in your district, District 8 that you represent, would you have still voted no last week? Could you have closed your eyes, been the conscience of the party, and said, District 8, I have to do, my conscience tells me I have to vote against this, if the same kind of devastation through some kind of natural disaster happened in your district?
Yeah, this actually was brought up from a colleague of mine and asking the same question. And, that was one of the things that was on my mind coming back in. I think that we should do the right thing regardless of the circumstance. And it's a tough decision for sure. But as elected officials, we're supposed to be having a higher moral and ethical standard. And if this would have happened, I believe that I would have made the same vote. I think it was the right thing to do because at the time, and it's still going on, that's why I oppose the budgets, the same sort of things going on. Hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars, in fact, are being wasted every single year in the budget process. And that's why I've introduced another bill also to change the budget process, and that's another segment there. But absolutely, I think that people need to be standing up and doing the right thing more often, and especially...
So you would have voted no? If the same bill was on the floor, regardless of the district in the state of Georgia, that same exact bill, your conscience, you'd have voted no?
Yes, I believe that circumstance wouldn't have changed, that it is the right thing to do regardless, that we need to look at the budgets, we need to look at how we're spending the money, and if there's any waste in there, we need to get it out. How do
your colleagues treat you in South Georgia now, considering you voted against this? Are you getting any backlash, or are they upset? Are you hearing anything from some of your colleagues around the state?
Not really. They understand where I'm coming from. They agree with me for the most part. They understand that some of that money wasn't supposed to be in there. We were told by Governor Deal and the Speaker that this was only be allocated for hurricane relief in counties affected. Yet you find some $40 million out of the 270 that is shouldn't even be in the discussion. Also, there's many things we had to take out of there that were just completely outrageous. Because there's such backlash from it. So my colleagues know exactly where I'm coming from. They've seen me for the last 2 years. They know the way I vote, and they can predict the way I vote because what I'm trying to do is do the right thing every time, regardless of the public perception. And I think that you know that. We've had many discussions on that.
No, you always come on. You always talk to me, and no matter what the subject matter is, you're a stand-up guy, you come on. I do know for a fact that the governor got involved. Actually, an unusual thing, the governor got involved in your election here this past primary season against another Republican. And what if people said you voted no because you got your one last chance to vote no against Nathan Deal?
I think that's outrageous.
I'm outrageous every once in a while.
We've got a serious job as representatives, and I think that being serious is reading the legislation, really getting to the principles and the values, and really what it means to be a representative and what the proper role of government is. Those are the types of things that I look at when I look at legislation, and I read the bills. So those are the things I'm trying to influence my colleagues on. And for the most part, I've seen a lot of more pushback to leadership and really getting people and divulging into the ideas that makes our party great, our country great, really.
You're the state representative for House District 8, which encompasses Union County, Towns County, Rabun County, and a part of White County. Now, I say it that way and I frame it that way, and you wanted to make sure in this special session that you got a pre-file in there so you could be SB2, and it's about constitutional carry. If I'm one of your constituents in your district, and I use the word representative, you're to represent them, is there not another bill important to your district that should have took precedence to your district? Forget some other things. Are there other bills that you want to get in that maybe in your district should have tried to get the SB2 slot instead of this?
Absolutely. I introduced three bills actually: SB2, SB3, and SB4, and this affects my district, my district specifically, and also all of Georgia. So, House Bill 3 is a repeal of the $5 hotel motel tax. That's something I've been working on for 2 years. That really affects our district and our tourism up here, and especially smaller businesses, because it's a $5 flat fee per night, and that affects all businesses, especially small businesses. Though, so we want to repeal that. That affects my district specifically. On another note, House Bill 4. So I dropped three bills at one time. No one's talking about those actually, but I'm glad you brought that up. House Bill 4 is the departmental budget bill that I mentioned before that would make our budget process departmental, as in there's 49 different departments in Georgia, and we'd vote on 49 separate bills that's based on its own merits, so that we could actually look at the budget and look into what the money is being spent on, instead of put it into an omnibus budget bill like Washington, D.C. does. We complain about all the time. Georgia's doing the same thing here. And so that's another bill that I put in, and it's a great bill. It's a great accountability bill, a great transparency bill for all Georgians, for all my constituents, for every constituent in Georgia, so that they know where their money is being spent. And I could vote for a lot of those bills, actually. The only pushback that I've gotten on that is that it's going to take a long time. I say to that, the only thing constitutionally we're required to do is pass the budget. So we should put more work into the budget. Because I tell you what, not enough people are reading those budgets. They're expected to vote yes. They're pressured to vote yes, especially freshmen, and they vote yes mostly all the time because they don't want to look like they don't know what they're doing, honestly.
You've been honored with several, I'm going to call them awards, accolades, as one of the top representatives and Republicans in the state by the Georgia Republic Assembly. Okay, and if you go to their Facebook page and you look at it, I mean, nine hours ago, the Georgia Republican Assembly, we are proud supporters of constitutional carry and believe the right to bear arms. If you go in, not even yesterday, your name comes up, Matt Gurtler, and it seems like that is one of their top agenda items right now, and constitutional carry, and it is one of their top agenda items. You've gone much longer than you told me you had, and I want to respect you and I appreciate you. Can we schedule another time to come on and continue the conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. Just let me know anytime, Brian.
All right, I definitely will, because I want to respect. I know you got to get those. You had to plug in the diesel trucks last night up there in the woods, right?
That's exactly right. Yep, they're waiting on me right now.
Yeah, I know those trucks are running, waiting on you, and we appreciate you taking your time, and you have a nice day, sir. I'm going to get with you and try to reschedule, come back, and continue these kind of conversations.
Okay, thanks so much.
Okay, we've been speaking with State Representative, House District 8, Matt Gurtler. He's a Republican, and he is the 162 to 1. And we will break down this discussion. Now, what I want to do, Josh, is I want to come back for the 9 o'clock hour, and I want to continue with my General Motors, and then after that, my other stuff. I want to finish the show with breaking down my discussion with Representative Gurtler, and maybe we can push that together. But I want to get the interview up ASAP. I don't know if any of that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense at all, I wonder what the viewers think. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break, and when we return, do you think the deep state is manufacturing a recession? Where's the outrage by the Democrats? I'm your host, BKP. Take us a break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Linda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and J, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in J, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, don't forget, let me give you all the information here of how to contact the show. 706-889-9700. You can send me a text message, chief@fetchernews.com, and chief@fetchernews.com, and all the social media ways you can contact us. Now, I'm going to, at 9:30, we're going to get around 9:30. I want to finish up my opinion on the General Motors announcement. And I want to finish up my opinion on that. And I also want to, let me go to this real quick, okay? I want to finish up my opinion on that, and then I want to, at 9:30, I will get into my interview with Matt Gurtler, Representative Matt Gurtler. Now, many of you maybe chimed in because you're pro Second Amendment and you wanted to hear about constitutional carry, and we didn't get to what you wanted to hear. And I want to be very clear: I am pro Second Amendment. There are some things, though, I do things in front of it. So if you got upset because I think there's some bills that need to be in front of it, or some things that need to be in front of it right now, stick around for 9:30 and I'll explain why. General Motors says it plans to cut production, closes plants, layoffs workers. General Motors says it's going to cut production. Lean and agile it will become. Detroit-based automaker has been in and out of dire financial straits for nearly a decade. Will end the production of the Chevy Cruze, Impala, and the all-electric Volt. They're ending the Volt. That was the future that they were going to go back. Remember when we loaned them all the money and we changed the way, give me number one up there. We changed the way that we loaned them money. We changed the way that bankruptcy was, we wrote some bankruptcy laws just for them in New York, just so they can go under the cover of night and claim bankruptcy and cash for clunkers. And everything we did for them, they're not forever grateful, was under the guise that they were going to go home and retool and produce the future automobiles for us. And the Volt is the reason they drove that, to sell us. Cadillac XTS and Buick LaCrosse, but only in the United States. Cadillacs will not while not entirely popular in the United States, are among GM's biggest sellers worldwide, particularly in China. GM will shutter at least 3 production plants. Okay? The New York Daily News adds that in terms of workforce reduction, GM also plans cut 15% of its 54,000 salaried employees. Okay? Around 6,700 line workers in the United States and Canada will be at risk of losing their job. But the United Auto Workers suggested Monday that layoffs, furloughs, would be discussed in upcoming contract meetings. Now, my question is, all right, my question is, CNN reports that the company said the plan would make it more efficient, saving $6 billion a year by the end of 2020. GM said its slimmed down production plan would allow it to share technology across all of its vehicles and reduce the amount of time workers it takes to build cars. This seems like a different, they wrote a different script. It seems like something that I don't know, just comes to mind. How about this? 5 years ago, okay? U.S. government says it lost $11.2 billion in General Motors bailout. Now, let me say this to you, and let me explain, and I know you don't like it when I explain, Lucy, okay? But let me explain, Lucy. You don't like it, all right? Go to picture 2. This would be GM. GM to shut down production of 5 plants. Okay, 5 years ago, U.S. government says it lost $11.2 billion on GM bailout. This is from Eric Beach of Reuters. Okay, now I just want to say this in the kindest way. Do you realize out there when the government says it lost, the government didn't lose it to nothing. They didn't lose a damn thing. You lost $11.2 billion on GM bailout. You are out the money. That's right. I get so tired of the way, this is what's wrong with reporting. If you wrote a list of what's wrong with reporting, it should say U.S. government reports the taxpayers lost $11.2 billion in GM bailout. That's what it should say. But if it did, you would realize, and you're saying, well, you're making that out of a headline? Yes, I know how they do it. The government says it lost. No, U.S. government reports taxpayers lost $11.2 billion on GM bailout is the way the headline should be read. Washington, D.C., Reuters, the U.S. government lost $11.2 billion on its bailout of General Motors, more than the $10.3 billion the Treasury Department estimate it sold its remaining GM shares in December, according to the government report released on Wednesday. The $11.2 billion loss includes a write-off in March of the government's remaining $826 million investment in old GM. The quarterly report by Treasury Watchdog said the U.S. government spent about $50 billion to bail out GM as a result of the company's 2009 bankruptcy, which we allowed. We put bondholders behind the union. Yeah, we restructured bankruptcy, how it works for these people here. They're forever grateful. The 11.2 includes the, U.S. government spent $50 billion in bailouts as a result of the company's 2009 bankruptcy. The government's investment was converted to a 61% equity stake. So our own auto manufacturer is closing. And the Detroit-based automaker plus preferred shares and loans. Treasury whittled down its GM stake through a series of stock sales starting in November 2010, with the remaining shares sold December 13, 2013. At the time of December sale, Treasury put a total loss at $10.3 billion, but said it did not expect any significant proceeds from the remaining $826 million investment in old GM. The report of the Office of Special Inspector General for the Troubled Assets Relief Program. There is a sound from the past. There is a blast from the Troubled Assets Relief Program, TARP. The goal of Treasury investment in GM was never to make a profit, but to help save. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I'm just caught off guard. The goal of the Treasury investment in GM was never to make a profit, but it's all about the bottom line. That's what GMC said. GM, General Motors, lean, mean, fighting machine. But to help save America auto industry, and by any measure, that effort was successful, Treasury Department spokesman Adam Hogg said. The U.S. bailout of GM Chrysler, which received about $12.5 billion, saved 1.5 million jobs in the United States, according to the Center of American Automotive Research. All right, we're going to leave it there. This goes on. That was 5 years ago. I have said every day on this show, not every day, but I have said from time to time on this show, did you really believe GM paid us back, the taxpayers? Did you really believe at any time they were going to be tried, true, and blue to us while they were going to, for the good of the country? Now, General Motors in the last 3 years, let's remember something. Obama put the GM in place. Well, not the one today. Wait a minute. You got to understand, that company right there is Obama's attempt at private industry. That's Obama's failed attempt to run a business. Remember, we pushed the old GM out. You know, that guy that flew the thing in here, the private jet? No. You flew the jet in, you're out. It just looked bad. I don't care, it looked bad. You're out. We got a new guy. He's a friend of Obama's. He lives on 34th and 9th in Chicago, South Side. Yes, he met him when he was a community organizer. They always said they can run a car manufacturing corporation worth billions one day. I say that jokingly. It's the only way to get through sometimes. Okay? This is Barack Obama's attempt at private industry, which government motors of taking over, government socialists taking over a major corporation. It failed. These are Obama's people that they put in. Oh yeah, for the last 5 years, these are Obama's people that they put in. These were hand-picked people to put in. Okay? It's a disaster. 3 years ago, they could have come to Barack Hussein, and said, Mr. President, we need to talk. We got to cut the Volt thing out. It didn't work. It was a bust. It sizzled like electricity. So they could have come to Obama 3 years ago and said, look, we need to retool factories. That's what they should have done. They just should have taken these factories 3 years ago. It started retooling to make trucks, to make the SUVs they say are more profitable, to make, but not close. And even at the risk of the bottom line, God forbid, maybe they should close the manufacturing plants around the world and bring those jobs back and build those vehicles in our plants. I know, you're telling me I don't understand world trade. You're telling me I don't understand. You're telling me that I don't get it. Why, it's too big for me. I'm not bright enough to catch on. The wall back here doesn't say my graduation from Yale, Harvard, Columbia. I understand. I'm not smart enough to understand all of these big deals that go on with these corporations. Let me tell you what I am smart enough to figure out. It's Ohio and Michigan. Let me tell you what else I know about. Is they're trying to do everything to crush Ohio. Republicans have done too well. Trump is doing too well in Ohio. And that's got to be stopped immediately. And then there's Michigan. Michigan went red last time. It could do it again. What if people are working there when they go to vote? Because they talk about the people that did not cross over and vote for Republicans in the midterm. They've never, that I know of, talked about the enormous amount of Reagan Democrats, the Trump Democrats that voted for him in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Michigan, now in Minnesota and Wisconsin, and they will again. They are manufacturing. My guess, I'm going to take a little break, they are manufacturing, is my opinion, a recession. So let's go through here. I got number one. Let's go to number one just to recap. Number one, General Motors is going to shut down these facilities. You see that. And 4:05 in the morning, they are jumping through the roof, praising about it. Number two, you can see that GM to shut down 5 plants. And let's go to, I'm going to go through all of my, before I make my final statement. CNN at 4 a.m. this morning. This was at 4 a.m. Eastern time. The very first graphic on the screen, number 11, major cuts at GM. Okay? 4 a.m. this morning, first graphic on CNN's screen. Okay, then they clip to another one. They show a manufacturing plant, go to 13. And the reason I show you these clips is this is what they do at 4 a.m. in the morning. This is what they start with, okay? Yes, I understand the climate change. We'll talk about that in a minute. And Trump is a climate change denier. And we will talk about the border. The reason I'm interested in this is because then at 5 a.m. this morning, the very first graphic, I want you to see this for a reason, because they're in cahoots. They're trying to set up, the deep state is trying to bring on a recession, okay, and get your consumer confidence. It took me a while to get there, but you got to understand, if they can do this, let's go to number 29. This is MSNBC 5 a.m. They come on at 5. They got, at 4 a.m., they got a show called Lion Brian Williams or something like that at 4 a.m. It replays from the night before. Because if you didn't hear the lie the first time at 11, they'll let you hear it again at 4 a.m. But 5 a.m. is when early start on MSNBC comes on. Their very first graphic, you can look down the bottom corner, 5 a.m., GM to cut more than 14,000 jobs. That was the first thing. Create the recession, okay? Create the recession, and then I think I'm about done with the GM. Let's go to number 42. Look for more car manufacturers, factories to close. That's Axios participating. Yesterday, the President of the United States came out and he said he called the head of GM and he said, no, you need to figure something out. The American people have been too good to you. Now, I have been in this closed capsule here, okay? And I do have some websites I look at between the breaks. But right now, I'm not hearing a press conference from Bernie Sanders. I'm not hearing a press conference from Elizabeth Warren. I'm not hearing a press conference from Beto O'Rourke that claims he may run against the president. I'm not hearing a press conference from Schumer, House Democrats. Nowhere am I hearing Democrat outrage over losing jobs. Now, the Democrat outrage is at the border over people that are not Americans, that do not have a job, that's trying to get across a border illegally to take advantage of our benefits. That's where the Democrats' manufactured outrage is at the border. This here, they're complicit. You ever hear the old word complicit? They're complicit with this, right? Where is the outrage today from Democrats? I'm going to tell you something. If car manufacturers were closing back in the 50s or the 60s, let's say the 60s, even the 70s, if car manufacturers were closing in the 70s, Democrats would have press conferences all day screaming and yelling why they're closing. And we need to do something. Where's the Democrat outrage? It's manufactured at the border. Something's bad wrong. There's no manufacturing. The Democrats, why do they enjoy or give the impression that they support you losing your job? What's wrong with this picture? They're okay with this. They will not bring good news. They want to squash consumer confidence. They want to squash this economy. And I do think the deep state's helping, because I think what they'd like to do is send this economy through interest rates and things like this. Corporations can hang on a couple years, and they'd like to maybe send this economy in the tank if they have the power. I'm telling you, just so Trump would have to run in a recession? Are they really that deviant that they would nosedive our economy and not care if you lost your job just so they could take over? I'm your host, BKP. We'll take a break. We're going to come back. Robert Mueller, my God, would they shut up? All they did this morning, I couldn't get over it. Paul Manafort lied. Okay, damn it, move on. So he lied. Who cares? Did we really land on Mars? Or are we somewhere out on Area 54, 51, 58, 92, hike? I don't know. I'm just having fun. Take us to break and we'll come right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut. To original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Paris is burning as 250,000 to 500,000 drivers throughout France revolt over the climate tax imposed by globalist Macron. Okay, Macron's in big trouble in France. They're burning France down, I guess. I don't know. All over this climate tax, climate carbon credits tax or whatever. He has he gave, let's see, I think Trump was just there. Macron, slapped him around a little to see if he can get his ratings up, knowing that Paris is getting ready to explode in riots. See, the climate change bill is all due, or the climate change report is all due to we did not sign on with Macron in the Paris Climate Accord. Why, we could stamp down this little protest stuff if it started here. Not reporting that at 5 a.m. They're not showing the pictures of at 5 and 6 a.m. of the people in Paris burning things. Okay, so where's the outrage? So let's go through. It's picture time, and I was going through, and I'm going to pull up a picture at a time here and see what I want. Let's go to this one right here. Now go to number 9. Now I told you they opened up. If you'll look on CNN, the bottom of the tag there, and there's a reason. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I showed you the pictures, right, from CNN where GM's cutting jobs, okay? Now, this is what CNN feels is the top news, all right? That GM's cutting jobs, all right? That was top. At 4:02, right, they go right from that to Mueller, Manafort breached his plea deal. Special counsel says former Trump campaign chair lied to him. Lied to him, the FBI. That was first thing. That was big. 4:01 a.m., right after the GM. Let's go to number 10. Mueller, Manafort breached his plea deal. Special counsel says Trump campaign chair lied. Okay, look at the timestamp, 4:01 in the morning. I mean, right out of the box, okay? Right after the GM bad news, okay? Then you go to... Then you go to right in the same opening. Coming up, 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Pacific time. So is that 5 a.m. or 4? Anyhow, top of the hour, number 14. Top of the hour. Trump dismisses climate report. There's no talk about Crimea. I think that gets down to 12, 13, 14 minutes in. Okay? It's not top of the hour. The polar bear makes top. Whether war is about to break out that was created by, again, Obama. You got General Motors, and then you got this whole Crimea thing, and Ukraine, and you got the whole thing where, Ukraine dismantled. Is it, look it up. Look it up. I always tell you to look it up. Ask yourself, I don't remember, it's coming off the top of my head, but did Ukraine have like the third largest nuclear weapons stash in the world? Were they like the third largest nuclear weapon stash or somewhere around there? Look that up, Ukraine. And they gave it up for security from who else? Obama and the European Union and all those good people over there. And then next thing you know, Crimea is, annexed. All right? It's like, the reason they say Crimea was annexed into Russia is because you're sitting there saying, well, my city I live in just annexed the property. I don't see the big deal. Crazy as hell. It's crazy as hell. So anyhow, let's go to, I want to go to this other one. I want to go to all the, Look at what CNN started with this morning, the pictures. 1:08 a.m., go to 22. 22, Trump denies tear gas used on children. Grabbers, using kids as human shields. Grab kids. Oh, they're taught all of this. Nobody ever comes on the network and says, you know, we have a caravan that have went to the ports or point, the two ports of entry into the United States where they legally can come and claim asylum. If the caravans, or let me say, if the caravans have traveled thousands of miles from Honduras, okay, thousands, they could have set their chart, they could have put their GPS and said, okay, point of entry number 1, boom, port right here, boom, all right, set your GPS, caravan 1, you go to this one, caravan 2, you go to this one, because we're going to go and tell them why we have to get in and save these women and children. But they didn't. They knew in advance. That's the way to go. That's the legal route to go. They did not. They rushed the border, invaded. But the children, the women and children. Oh, and here is the one. You remember the kid in the cage? The caged child? This is the one, number 23. Oh my God, they love this picture. They love this. Trump denies tear gas was used on children. So these grabbers grab the kids. Grab those kids! Hey, you over there. Could you please just get the kids? Now, guys in the back, you guys way over there. Stay out of the way. We want to get a picture of this woman. Okay, are you ready? When they throw something over, grab these kids and run. Oh, here's another one. Oh, my God, the devastation. Tears are coming down the cheeks. I'm sorry, they're not. 24. Trump denies tear gas. That poor child. Oh, my God. That has to have a bearing on some white suburban Republican woman out there somewhere. Her heart must be broken. Look at that child. I just dropped mine off at daycare. I know you don't like what I'm doing. I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. GM just trashes $1 billion of mine and yours, and you don't give a rat's. These kids right here, they come across, they get everything, to health care, to school, to everything. Probably even get iPads. Oh, my heart. Where's my medication? That's the picture. Okay. MSNBC, go to number 30. Trump defends use of tear gas. Look at here, 2 a.m. Pacific time. Well, that would be top of the hour. Top of the hour. Look at that. He's a denier. But what are all the other people doing over there? Now, here's something I could spot a mile away. And I don't know, I wish you could zero in, Josh, and crop this and bring it back. Pay attention to me. Boy, I say. Who is that? My impression. Do you know how to impress? Boy, I say, boy. Who? What was my impression? Huh? Foghorn Leghorn. Holy smokes, look what's, I'm zeroing in what's wrong with these kids. Okay, Josh, can you look in the upper right-hand camera? Go from the back of that diaper up to the right. Can you see the tripod with the guy? Look around the water edge. Can you see that tripod? Can you crop that? Take a chance there. Crop that. Because if you look real hard, there's all the guys up there. There's all those guys. I don't see the women and children. I mean, I do see a stroller. I do. But for some reason, these are separated. I don't know what the deal is here. But then we have the guy in the tripod. And you don't tell me that they're not over there staging these pictures? Look at the tripod in the far right. Holy smokes. Okay? So Josh is going to try to do that while I'm looking at a couple more pics. Okay? Here's the question. Go to number 36. Mexico wants U.S. to investigate use of tear gas on migrants. I'm sorry, I know you're not getting to the climate change, and I don't give a rat's. I don't care about the climate change right now. I do know what's going on in Paris. I know the report is not. They won't talk about the 70 years of our forest not being prepared for forest fires and cleaned and cultivated or whatever you want to call it, so that we wouldn't have these disasters. They don't talk about that. All right. All they talk about is we're back to Al Gore and the damn polar bear. But look at here. Mexico wants U.S. to investigate the use of tear gas on migrants? Really? Mexico? Is that what you need? Is that what you need, man? We do it for you. That's what you want. I know. I had some time off. I watched Scarface. I have to come clean. I haven't called him a cockroach. You filthy cockroaches trying to cross the border. I haven't done that. I haven't done my Tony Montana or whatever his name is. Montana. Tony Montana. Those filthy cockroaches trying to come across the border. Oh my God, I got to get it back together. Reporter. Here's the reporter. Mr. Trump. How did you feel when you saw the images of the women and children running from the tear gas? They're grabbers. I didn't feel nothing. I felt absolutely nothing. No pain whatsoever. I feel more about the little black children in downtown Chicago that are in fear that they may get shot. All right, I'm sorry. I missed out on this. All right, give me the crop picture, see what it looks like. Can you see the lady over here on the left? Look at the tripod. Folks, it's a camera, it's a tripod. This is all a setup down there. It's a complete setup down there. Women and children, how did you feel? I don't feel it at all. I'm sorry. Pinch me. I'm numb. Do you see that, Josh? That's like one of those highlight magazines where you got to find things. All right. You know what I'm saying, Josh? I'm telling you, tripods right there. The cameramen are all over the place. Hey, could you do me a favor? You think I was joking. We opened the show. And you think, oh, gosh, he's going to be like that today. No. Hey, could you do me a favor? Can you get the little children's over here? I'm going to get the guys back here. Sunlight. Let me do a little of this. Ah, you look great right there. I got a good shot of the diaper. Grab the kid up. That's good. That's exactly what I want. You see the little can go over there? I'm going to chick, chick, chick. All right. So, hey, we landed on Mars. Oh, my God. I'm losing my damn mind here. Go to number 31. It's a bad day to quit sniffing glue, right? Number 31. NASA InSight spacecraft lands on Mars. They're high-fiving each other. They're going nuts. They're crossing the border, landing on Mars, shutting down auto manufacturers. All right, and there it is. There's a little hovercraft that they, looks like a little model they built and put down on the dirt. I think that's a pitcher's mound somewhere where they took that picture. NASA InSight spacecraft lands on Mars. Beams home its first photo of Mars' surface. Let's go to number 33. Smooth landing. Boy, this is going to be quite a day for the conspiracy theorists to get out there and start researching. Well, I have researched the dirt, and the dirt wasn't moved in a circular motion, which that means the engines were not propelled at the proper speed. And I see no pads around the foot there. I see no disturbance of the earth. Or whatever, we call it Earth, the surface of Mars. Anyhow, whatever. All right, I've got to go. Relax, I got to go because what I got to do is I'm going to give you a recap I'm going to give finals on some pictures, and I'm going to give you a recap on the constitutional conversation I just had with Matt Gurtler, representative of the 8th District. So take us to break and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I want to wrap up the morning with this. We had, and this is for those that have hung on, and I told you I would wrap up with my opinion of my discussion with the Representative Matt Gurtler. You have a picture of Matt you can put up there. So this is Representative, 8th District Representative, Georgia House 8th District Representative Matt Gurtler, and he is he put in and pre-filed a bill, okay, for constitutional carry. So I just want to go over a couple things here. The lawmakers say there's no need for gun carry permit. So this was Fox 5 ran a big story. And this was on November 21st, and he says, well, it's dying down now. It's the 27th. A Georgia lawmaker is aiming to change gun laws in the state. State Representative Matt Gurtler says, we all have the right to bear arms, so we shouldn't need a permit as well. Representative Gurtler has pre-filed legislation for Georgia to become a constitutional carry state. Okay. This is only for law-abiding citizens who want to be able to conceal or open carry a pistol in the state of Georgia, said Representative Gurtler. All right. So that caused some backlash, and Fox 5 grabbed it. Channel 11 grabbed up. Brian Kemp supports bill that would end need for gun carry permit. Governor-elect Brian Kemp said he supports constitutional carry. Now, I never got a direct answer from Representative Gurtler. I do know this. Now, let me be clear on the interview, okay? I do know this, that throughout the primary, there was a major brouhaha over Second Amendment. Remember, Casey Cagle got the NRA endorsement. Oliver North came down to Gainesville to endorse him for the NRA, and he got the big endorsement from the NRA, but Casey Cagle would never release his, questionnaire to the NRA. Now, the questionnaire in the NRA, I can't say quote, I can find it, I can't say quote, but the NRA questionnaire did discuss constitutional carry, all right? And several candidates sent me their NRA questionnaire. Primary candidate at that time, Brian Kemp, did. And when he sent it to me, it is about as pro-Second Amendment as you could ever get. So yes, I believe the governor-elect is pro-Second Amendment. Yes, I believe the governor-elect could probably support constitutional carry. Yes, I do. But here's another thing I know. I know there's a group, Georgia gun owners, not bad people. Relax. They'll probably attack me, but not bad people. But Georgia gun owners, this group, consistently followed candidates around, and that's their issue, And I'm okay, but it's a single issue that they find importance in. I kindly would like to see if we can roll back some of the $26 billion that went up $5.5 billion. I'd like to see that as a priority. Now, the Representative Gurtler said, that he felt the constitutional carry was high enough in a priority. But I kind of like to see mine as rolling back some of the $26 billion if he's the conscience of the Republican Party in Georgia, and that's what he labeled himself, the conscience of the Republican Party in the whole state of Georgia. He is it. Because you realize what he said this morning, cowardly Republicans are hiding behind him. They feel the same way. They can't come out. Why not? Why not? If your district elected you and you feel you're representing your district and you're the conscience of the Republican Party, why leave it up to one when there's power in numbers? Even the Freedom Caucus, as small as they are in the big fish tank up there in Washington, D.C., they got several members. So why they haven't created a conscience of the Republican Party caucus down there that people are not hiding behind, I don't know. But I think the $26 billion budget can be reeled back a little bit. I think some of the other taxes could be reeled back a little bit. Showing favoritism for jet fuel, not all of us have jets, and I do understand it spurs the economy, and I understand all that, creating jobs, the whole 9 yards. But I didn't see the representative run up there because of it helping the NFL to try to repeal, which it won't happen, and it's silly in some ways, the sales tax exemption for the NFL on tickets. I didn't see that. I have a hard time figuring out what subsidies in South Georgia that these farmers are getting that they should not get. I'm not in favor of big subsidies. I'm not in favor of just giving out money. But there's a time when our government is to do what they did in protecting and helping us. Now, I know some people out there yelling, big government. Look, listen, we spend tax money. Our tax money goes in. Instead of seeing General Motors and losing 11 point some million, I'd rather help our pecan, whichever, potato, pecan farmers in South Georgia. I'd rather do everything to help them come back. So I'm just a little confused on how you can give a jet fuel tax break, okay, and then argue to take the hotel motel $5 a night tax off, which I'm not saying I disagree with that, okay, but just like you're picking certain groups that can get the deal. I think, my opinion, that maybe it was one last time Mr. Gurtler could say, finger in the eye to Governor Nathan Deal. If you think, Nathan Deal, you got involved in it's a poke in the chest. You like that, getting to poke them in the chest. It's say, if you think you got involved in my campaign, and I'm going to come down there and vote for anything for you, oh no, I'm going to go home with a no. That's just my opinion. Maybe he didn't. He said it's ridiculous. Hey, every once in a while I make ridiculous comments. But maybe it was a poke in the eye at Nathan Deal. But I asked him, would he vote no on the same exact piece of legislation if the 8th District, okay, if the 8th District was devastated by any kind of natural disaster, much like South Georgia? It took a little while, but I think the video says he finally said he couldn't vote yes on that piece of legislation no matter where it was in the state. Interesting. I'm starting to wonder, I'd like to know the conscience of the party, where the party stands. Because I think there's something to be said with this comment, conscious of the party. Because in Georgia is not coming to terms. John Watson, the chair of the GOP or whatever in Georgia, the Georgia Republican Assembly. To me, the Georgia Republican Assembly, I have friends on there, and I hope I'll still be your friend when we're done. But the Georgia Republican Assembly, to me, their only enemy that I see when I look them up is Republicans. I don't see them finding, you're going to yell, oh no, we are big, we went against Stacey Abrams. But I really don't see the enemy day to day as the Democrats in Georgia. I see it as the Republicans. Some for good reason. Do you really think Governor-elect Brian Kemp should have had to deal? Georgia gun owners, Georgia Assembly, Republican Assembly. You can go on your Facebook page. You got it right there. You got it written all over there. Do you really think that was the priority this week? Did we need to put Kemp under this kind of pressure? He needs to do the transition. He needs to get a budget set. All right? Now, Matt Gurtler, in his first term, did not even get, I'm going to say, I think, a bill to committee. He never got a bill to the floor. Nothing he has sponsored has gotten to the floor. You know what they say, may your conscience be your guide. Okay? And his conscience right now in the Republican Party, okay, he's never got a bill to the floor. I'm not against the guy. I'm just a little bit of wondering. Because I'm wondering how he could say in SB 3, which I found interesting, he pre-filed 2, 3, and 4. SB 3 and SB 4, I wonder how he can go to his friends in South Georgia and say, I want to see if you can give me support and help me get SB 2 passed, SB 3 passed, SB 4 passed. He may have, he said they understand, but he may have some of them in South Georgia saying, have you lost your mind asking me for support after what you did to my district, voting against it? I don't know. Maybe he didn't do a bad thing. Just saying. I don't think Governor Nathan Deal needed that right now. I don't think he needed the Channel 11. North Georgia Republican files bill to allow permitless carry of guns. And that was November 21st, 2018. Okay, and let's see. And then Georgia House backs hurricane relief plan tax break for airlines. So he backed the airline tax break, but the House passed the spending measure 162-1, with State Representative Matt Gurtler, Republican of Tiger, the only member opposing it. Only member opposing it. Maybe the conscience should. I don't know. Not opposed to constitutional carry. Don't want the argument, folks. I just think right now that did you notice the question on when you did this? Did you not think about December 4th? You realize Stacey Abrams and this is what I don't say bothers me. I like this young representative and I like the fire and everything, but when you say your conscience be your guide, okay? Who was cheerleading? Go get that constitutional carry pre-file done. Who was doing that cheerleading? Vote no against deal on this in the South Georgia and then go get that constitutional carry bill filed. Who was cheerleading? The Georgia Republican Assembly? I don't know, according to not me, according to their Facebook page. Georgia gun owners? Not me, according to their Facebook page. I know who's cheering against it. See, Republicans make the biggest mistake over and over. Every time they think for 1 minute that the media likes them. And the Atlanta media just loved him pre-filing constitutional carry. Oh, they're blowing it up. And I asked him, did you think about that? Well, not to say quote, but no, I really didn't think that. I just really didn't think about that. So you want me to believe, which I know he's not lying. I don't want to imply the word lie. Okay, but you want me to believe, because I asked, did you get in touch with Governor-elect Kemp? And say, hey man, you know all those times on the campaign trail I was telling you that I was going to file this? I'm doing it today. And did Governor-elect Kemp call you back and say, way to go, Matt? I mean, that's what I need on my desk right this minute, is I need that. Because Stacey Abrams has a new foundation, or a new nonprofit that she has started. The Common Cause and all the lefties are filing federal lawsuits. Sarah Riggs-Amico's got a couple whack jobs that are fronting some federal lawsuits. If they could get John Barrow, the Democrat, elected as Secretary of State, he will have a major say in the 2020 election, and he will also have a major say in how we defend these federal lawsuits, okay? Or if he sends an attorney from the Secretary of State's office to a federal lawsuit and says, we agree, Your Honor. See, man, I'm just going to tell you, I think we should have got sent before, I think we should have got past December 4th. I really don't think Governor-elect Brian Kemp would have asked for that bill to be pre-filed last week. And I'm going to tell you right now, you weren't able to get things worked out to where you could jihad with the last gov. And be careful not to mess up your opportunity with this one to go to his office and appeal on some things you want to do that he may want to support you on. So next time, Representative Gurtler, an interest group, I'm going to say it, an interest group encourages you to be the lead on something and let your conscience be your guide. Hey, pick up the phone and say, Governor Kemp, can I talk to you a minute one-on-one? Just say it. Just say it. I'm your host, BKP. It is now time for Instant Replay with Dave Garner. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you didn't, tune in tomorrow. I'll try it again, see if I can get, things worked out to where you enjoy tomorrow's show. All right, let's go, Josh.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.